Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sport Trap Show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. What you can expect on today's show, we have Ashwin Berry that will be joining us in studio. We all know that Ashwin is a big Arsenal supporter, but he'll be talking about the 2-2 draw against Wolverhampton, as we know that Arsenal are starting to bottle the league again. I'm not going to say it, but we'll look forward to hearing from Ashwin Berry. And as you guys are Arsenal supporters, let me know, what would you consider a perfect season for Arsenal this season? Winning the Champions League, the Premier League, FA Cup, or the Carabao Cup? Or do you need to at least win two? We'll hear more about that on the show. And Triathletics is happening on Saturday at the Veghkop Stadium. So stay tuned for all of that as we get right into the hit list. So the second edition of the Triathletics is happening in the city of Windhoek on Saturday. So we do know that Windhoek Gymnasium, Windhoek High School, and Windhoek Afrikaans Private will all be competing in athletics on-field and off-field events. So we look forward to seeing how that goes down at the Veghkop Stadium. The games start at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, but we do have Adri Visa, who is the athletics coordinator at Windhoek High School, that will be giving us more information on the event. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, so for this lovely interview, we are joined by Adri Visa. She is the athletics coordinator here at Windhoek High School. Adri, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. But tell us, this upcoming weekend, it's a big one for you guys. Again, hosting the second edition of the Triathletics. How excited and how ready and eager are you guys for this one?
We are very excited, and this year it's going to be bigger and better than ever before. Last year we only had under 15, 17 and 19 athletes. This year we have all the ages, from under 14 to under 19. We've added some exciting relay events, including 100s, 400s and mixed relays, and it's going to be even a bigger and better event ever. Last year we also didn't have trophies. We have trophies and medals this year.
Lovely, lovely.
And we have two special new trophies, the athletics trophy for the best school that wins the athletics, but also a spirit trophy for the school that has the most spirit, including their cheerleaders and singing and everything, along with showing the pride for your school.
Now, adding all this good stuff like the trophies, how do you think it's going to affect the games? How do you think it's going to make the schools show up and compete? Because knowing that there's a trophy, it's going to be a big game this year.
That's exactly the thing. And all three schools are very competitive, and that's exactly what we want. So we want everyone to send their best athletes, and we want to watch great races and great field items where the best of the best three schools in Windhoek participate against each other.
Okay, now tell us into organizing everything. How has all of that been going so far? Having to put all of this together. I mean, you guys are hosting a lot of kids, so a lot of preparation has to go in, of course. But tell us, how has everything been going so far ahead of the weekend?
So we have started already with preparation even before our inter-house athletics. And our inter-house athletics serves as the platform to select our best athletes. And then the big organization starts there, getting the fields ready, entering all the learners, getting everyone's clothing, the sponsors, getting all the staff together. And that's why it's great to be at Windhoek High School, because we have an excellent staff. You can always push on someone's button and they are ready to help.
That's very lovely. Okay, well, before we let you go, last year we had a lot of rain. Hopefully we are not going to experience the same this year.
That's what we are hoping for. We see the weather forecast on most websites show that it will be sunny on Saturday. And I always believe God also likes to watch athletics. So we hope for a sunshine day. But even if it rains, this is Namibia, we embrace the rain.
Okay, well, Adri, one more thing from you. Just a message for the viewers that are watching at home. What they must do on Saturday, where they must come, what it's going to cost them, so we make sure to fill up Veghkop Stadium.
Okay, thank you so much. And everyone is welcome to come. We have parking tickets for $50 per car, but there's limited space, so first come, first serve. Adults will come in for $50. school children will come, primary school children will come in for $30. The Windhoek High School, Windhoek Afrikaans Privaat School, and the Windhoek Gymnasium learners come in with their golfers,
Okay.
a neat and tidy jean and techies, then they can come in for free.
Lovely.
And the primary school learners, they pay $30, and we are so excited to have you all here.
Okay, well, thank you. When do we start on Saturday? What time?
Saturday, we're starting at 8 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, we're going to have the big opening ceremony with the cheerleaders and all the exciting things, and we'll continue up to 8 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, the Namibia Premier League is also in action this upcoming weekend. We do have big games on Saturday and on Sunday. Looking at the log standings, Choke Chula Chula sit on top, and it looks like it's going to be a very tight race with African Stars not too far behind them. But the team that I am slightly not really concerned about is Commerce Nampol. They haven't been having the greatest of season, but they have a guy, Fries, who has been scoring a lot of goals for them. We did get to have a voice clip from the head coach of Commerce Nampol to just tell us what his expectations are for the games that are upcoming and what they expect to do this upcoming weekend. So let's listen to what he had to share.
Since we came back from Rundu, we immediately go back to the drawing board. We start training for life fighters and Americaners. We are focusing now currently on life fighters, how they play and how they are. We saw how they play for the past 4 or 5 games. The last time that life fighters was in Windhoek, they played very compact football and they played with a little bit hunger, a team that is trying to win games. So it will be very difficult games against life fighters. But as a football club Nampol, we are ready for life fighters. We are trying to do what is good for Nampol. We don't depend on or we don't check too much on the opponents. We are just focused on ourselves so that we can do what is right. In terms of going forward, we are totally focused on Nampol. We want to play football first of all, and by playing football, I mean different types of aspects. We are going to do it, and in case if the team lose certain aspects of the certain possession in the game, we are ready to counter it. We are ready to do the midfield pressing if needed to be done. We are going to press high as possible. If they allow us to, if they play from the back, we will go off our normal pressing game. And if they don't play from the back, we will adapt to the second ball situation where we try to win the second ball. And if we win the second ball, we will be one of those teams that will be very fast on the blocks. We want to go as fast as possible. And since Lefares is coming into Windhoek, LA Gold will try to unsettle them since they are coming back from 2-game loss. So if we score early, it will try and spoil the rhythm so that we can also play. But our focus currently is on Nampol. We don't care about what the teams below us are doing, what the teams on top of us are doing. If we do the right thing and pick up right points at the right time, we are destined for greater things. Currently, our target for now is to move to the next stage, is to reach a 30-point margin and see what will happen. If we reach 30-point margin, we know that the team has eventually survived the relegation battle, and we move into a different dimension and see why we can cement our place among the top 8 teams in the league. But we are ready. The team is fresh. We welcome back Denzel Hauser that was absent last weekend. We will see how we are going to integrate him into the team because it's not easy to come back and play. Everyone is back. Everyone is ready to play. Everyone is fighting to be part of the last 20 players. So the team is looking good. We will still have a session tomorrow whereby we are going to iron out a few things that we saw during the past 2 sessions and move on. This is the crucial stage of the league. Going to the second leg, it has never been easy. We are ready. We are ready to embark on a journey that will be very difficult. Every team is fighting for points. Every team does not want to lose points. So we are among those teams. We are among those teams also. I don't want to lose. Luckily, we are done almost of our away games. We only left to Sekati, which will be a difficult trip. Then it's in Windhoek. So why not? Why not? If we cannot, why not? Games are in Windhoek. What is difficult for us is to maintain the form that we are currently trying to build. teams are going to face each other, and anything can still happen. But for us is to move away as fast as possible for our relegation, cement our 30 point, get our 30 point, and try and solidate our top 8 place.
So, the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women Championship is currently taking place in South Africa. Namibia are set to start their tournament tomorrow as they face Mozambique in the first match. And on Monday, we'll be taking on Madagascar in our second match of the tournament. As you do know, the group, if you have a look at the group, it's only 3 teams in the group. It's Namibia, Mozambique, and Madagascar, which I think makes it a better chance for Namibia to qualify, to get through to the knockout stages in this tournament. But we'll see how it all goes down after we have a look at the team that we do have lined up for this beautiful game. But we do have an introduction video to the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women Championship, one that is always filled with goals and filled with entertainment. So stay tuned for that one.
2022, it was Zambia on the receiving end. 2023, Malawi were the champions. 2024.
The Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women's Championship has grown in stature over the years, and in 2024 was the largest women's national team tournament yet staged on the African continent, with 14 teams. Zambia claimed their second trophy win after defeating South Africa on penalties in the final, but Banyana Banyana have a record of 7 regional titles to their name.
Brand spanking new, and they are Malawi.
The tournament has been played regularly since 2017, elevating the standard of women's football in the Southern African region.
They want to go into the break with the 0-0 scoreline. There's a chance for South Africa to drop us. Brilliant! Work there by Mzalwa.
Zambia have subsequently qualified for 2 Olympic Games and the Women's World Cup, and Botswana and Malawi have recorded their first ever qualification for the Total Energies CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations Finals.
It's worked out in the bench here for Botswana.
So again, there's the strike. What's that? Faith Chinzimu just spoke about her.
This year's tournament in Polokwane promises to be another exciting chapter in the rich history of the tournament as Zambia, South Africa and Malawi build towards the WAFCON.
In the first game, and Selena here.
A field day and a pinpoint crosser finding Salame for her second goal in this match. When you look at the ball coming from the midfield going to the far right, and Kube unleashing a beauty. Temwa making sure that she finds a partner, and up front making sure that there was.
So, on your take, this is the segment that's coming up after this. We are joined by Ashwin Berry that will be giving us his inside thoughts on Arsenal's performance against Brentford and against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We know that Arsenal settled for a late 2-2 draw last night in the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we'll be looking to hear from him if it's time to get nervous because Manchester City are breathing down Arsenal's necks. So stay tuned for that interview. Well, viewers, as you know it, I'm joined by my brother Ashwin here. We had to bring him into studio. We had to. After the match of last night, we had to bring them in studio. Tell me, brother, before we talk about anything else, what were your thoughts of the result?
You know, my brother, the result was probably the worst thing that can happen to you if you've been waiting, watching a game after midnight just for you to score an own goal and drop points.
Yeah.
I felt the pain. I didn't expect that from Calafiori, but let's be very honest. We may have deserved to win 50% of that game, but we didn't play like league winners. That's what happened with Arsenal. The second half was a total mess, too many mistakes. We kept giving them the ball unnecessarily. We had a wonderful forward line, lots of pace coming from Madueke, coming from Saka, coming from Martinelli. I expected us to be more aggressive. We left it to the wire. We sat after we had, not sat, I don't think we played a low
You guys
block
just
at
took
all.
the foot off the gas.
Yeah, we took the foot off the gas after we went 2-0 up. And, you know, you're going to get punished if you're playing away against a team that is about to be relegated. Let's be very honest. Wolves might not make it
Wolves
out.
are leaving.
So they're either playing for their next contract or playing for their fans not to boo them. Both of them are very, very inspirational. But for Arsenal, its inspiration is that we haven't won the league. We've been coming close. And it's been games like this that we're supposed to put away.
Yes.
And we didn't.
Okay, now if we look, we can't discredit what Arsenal has done this season.
Absolutely not.
No one can come and discredit Arsenal.
And I don't think it's over.
Top of the Champions League,
Top of the Premier League, Carabao
clean
Cup
records.
final,
haven't
next
lost
round.
anything in the Champions League. Carabao, you guys might take on City.
We are taking on, final, 22nd of March. No, that's not a problem for me.
That's not a problem.
Not a problem
okay,
for me.
so what's the next step? We're looking forward to a Tottenham match that's next.
Yes.
This is gonna be a tough one
Yes.
for Arteta because the pressure is on now.
100%.
City are playing first. They'll look to win their match. They will be 2 points behind.
Yes.
If they get that win, how important is it, you think, for Arsenal to bounce back after that Brentford result and the
Yes.
Wolves result?
Well, look, here's the other thing. When you look at Arsenal, what doesn't work for them is what works for them. What doesn't work for them is emotional immaturity, right? That's what's been happening. When it comes to times where we're supposed to be steady, we know our ball, we know our players. There's nothing you would ask outside of Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is where it's supposed to be. But sometimes we lack that emotional maturity to assess the situation, stay aggressive, and be more tactical when we need to be.
Yes.
However, when you flip the coin of that emotional immaturity,
Yes.
it makes us reactionary. We generally don't belt out disappointing results one after the other because they are very reactionary. There isn't a single football club that is discussed on social media more than Arsenal. I know those players are looking at all the videos. The amount of times I read the word bottling this morning, Brian, is insane. And look, when you look at everybody, all the critics of Arsenal, you can't expect them to give Arsenal any grace because the coach is there, the players are there. We made some good signings. We've had a good start to the season.
guys have good depth.
These are teams we've beat. We're in the second half of the season. These are not teams that have been defeating us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are teams that we had beat. We're supposed to be going through the mechanical process right now. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be automatic, but we're not doing that. So I feel Arteta needs to sharpen up.
Okay.
I think Havertz coming back is something that is essential, especially with unlocking Gyökeres. I say take Saka back to the wing because I feel like some of the players think their spot is guaranteed. So I need Saka and Madueke to keep that competition, and especially the defense. The one thing we never needed to worry about, Brian, was the defense.
We all agree on that.
Until this day, there isn't a single defender in the world that I would sign and include in the Arsenal team. But what's happening with our two squads of defenders is everybody expects their spots to be there.
Like
and
everyone
no one
expects
has to.
guaranteed.
Let's be very honest. I won't say Mosquera is as good as Saliba, but you would not mind having Mosquera up there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's as good as Gabriel, but these guys, Calafiori, they need to now make sure that the defensive backbone is solid, which is why I'm not expecting a very aggressive game against Spurs. Arteta hates conceding.
Okay, so
and
you
he
think you
always
guys are
likes
gonna
to
sit
stop.
back
He starts from defense.
take it easy?
Defense wins championships. I know people say that it's goals. For me, defense wins.
I agree,
wins,
Mourinho says the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So if Arsenal can lock in their defense, we'll be good. What I can say is, if we don't get it done against Spurs,
Will you then be worried, or would you have to use another term for if you guys do not get maximum points against Spurs?
if it's possible to engrave a bottle, just start engraving the bottle. If we do not get it done against Spurs, Get your plasticky bottle. I'm helping you as an Arsenal rival. Write on its Arsenal, post it on social media. We'll cross-share it. Because that's what it will be.
It will be another...
It's not going to get lighter from here. Look, I've got more faith in the Champions League because of the style of football there.
Yes,
Teams
yes.
don't sit, they come out. I don't
Premier League
think,
is more difficult.
I actually can say Arsenal's got a better chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League. But we know, let's not lie to ourselves. Yes, we won the Champions League. That would be incredible. But we know where we need to win.
And you know what
It's
you
the
want.
Premier League. And Sunday is going to be a defining moment.
Oof. Well, I have to agree with Ashwin there. As an Arsenal fan, Champions League might be great. We all agree that it's probably the biggest trophy in Europe as well. It's
Definitely.
massive, but you guys need that Premier League.
100%.
Before we let you leave, looking at the Arsenal squad, do you think there's enough experience to guide you guys through this blip in form? Do you think that the senior players, the likes of Gabriel, the likes of Saka, do you think those guys... Martin Odegaard, your captain, do you think you have enough experience to get them over it?
My problem is that experience isn't a factor.
Okay.
Haaland didn't wait 5 years to win his first Premier League. So my issue is not experience. My issue is bottle DNA. What are you experienced in? So this is where my hope comes in.
Yeah.
Jokic is top goal scorer in Europe. He does not have bottle DNA. He was holding trophies. Eze does not have bottle DNA.
FA Cup with Liverpool.
Havertz got injured last season, but guess who scored that winning goal for Chelsea at the UEFA Champions League, biggest stage in the world outside of the World Cup? He does not have bottle DNA. So my hope, Brian, is that these guys who do not have that DNA of getting shaky, of the emotions getting ahead of them, can galvanize the rest of the squad.
Okay.
And I need Saka to talk more because I know Saka has got fortitude. Saka can't bottle. The man missed a penalty for England
Against
and suffered
Italy.
through the worst. He missed
Against
a penalty
Italy at the
against
Euros,
Italy
yeah.
at the Euros. The amount of abuse he suffered till this day. He's a strong guy. Mentally, don't worry
Has
about
character,
Saka's
yeah.
mentality, but he needs to now talk. He now needs to talk. Yesterday, when we had him in the central number 10 position, he's in a position where everybody should be bowing to his command, following his lead.
Yeah.
I need him to be more communicative. So, the experience to me, not really a factor because we don't have experience in winning.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't had the
We have
trophy,
the
okay?
opposite kind of experience, but I'm hoping these players that we signed can now step up and then get rid of the bottle DNA. Otherwise, we'll just throw them in the bottle and engrave it and send it back.
We definitely love having Ashwin in studio. Out of the 4 trophies, you guys are still in all 4 competitions.
100%.
Do you have any favorites that you want to win? I mean, there's still a
You know my
possibility to win all 4.
You know my theory. I respect those who care about Carabao and the FA Cup. I respect that it means a lot to you. I couldn't care less because they distract from what matters. Did Manchester United not win Carabao Cups with Ten Hag? Now you realize it doesn't really matter. What you want is the big ones.
Yeah.
To me, I am not celebrating a Carabao win. I am not celebrating an FA Cup win. That is not what we came for. The first trophy Arteta won was an FA Cup. That is not the business of the day. Champions League, Premier League, it's a failure of a season. So get it going, Gunners. I know you've got it. I've still got the faith. Make no mistake. I've got the faith. It's just a little shaky.
Well, there you have it, guys. We're joined by Ashwin here, big Arsenal fan, came to give us the breakdown. Hope you Arsenal fans agree with what he has to say. Champions League or Premier League, one of the two. Otherwise, it's not a good season.
Don't waste our
Do
time.
you agree? I mean, but that's all the time that we do have for you. Thank you for joining us. We'll be checking you guys again next week. Same time, same place.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news, and starting off with cricket news first. It is the World Cup, the T20 World Cup being played, men's cricket in India and Sri Lanka. So the top 8 teams to qualify for the Super 8 stage of the tournament have been confirmed. That is after Pakistan beat Namibia by 102 runs. So the 8 teams will play in 2 groups of 4, and then after they play each other in their group, then there will be a semi-final with the 2 top teams in each group going through to the semi-finals. So it is on Saturday. It will be New Zealand that will play against Pakistan in Colombo, and it is also then South Africa that will play on Sunday, their first game. They have a tough game against the host India. That game will be played in Ahmedabad. Moving on to English Premier League football, there was one midweek game that was played. That was Arsenal that played against Wolverhampton. Top of the table Arsenal against bottom of the table Wolverhampton. It was played at Wolverhampton, and another good result for Arsenal as they drew the game by 2-2. It was Arsenal that led in the 56th minute. They scored their second goal. They led 2-0, and it was in the 61st minute. It was first Hugo Buhner that scored for Wolverhampton, and then in the 94th minute, the 4th minute of injury time, it was Tom Iduzi that scored for Wolverhampton to take the points away from Arsenal. So it's now it is Manchester City that is a lot closer to them at the moment. The points table read Arsenal after 27 games, they've got 58 points. Manchester City played one game less, 26 games they've played, and they've got 53 points. So it is close at the top at the moment in the English Premier League. This coming weekend it will be Manchester City at home against Newcastle, and Arsenal, they've got an away game against Tottenham Hotspur. To close off today's international sports news, it is tennis news from the Dubai Tennis Championship on the women's WTA. It is number 3 seed Coco Gauff. She's through to the quarterfinals, beating Elise Mertens by 2-6, 7-6 and 6-3. Then also number 4 seed Jessica Pegula. She beat Iga Jovic by 6-4 and 6-2, also to advance to the quarterfinals. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.